The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys, me, really real, villain real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Yeah, sometimes you just have those days in the W where you just feel like you just had the wrong read a bunch of different times. That's how it felt for me. Over Seattle Storm and Indiana Fever does not get there. That was
there was an
pretty
overtime
annoying.
draw.
Yeah, there was a great chance for overtime, but even before that, I was watching the game. I'm like, man, especially in like the first half, I was like, man, they're just missing a bunch of shots, honestly.
It was
Like,
the first quarter. I think they had 1 point in the final 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, like it was ugly. It looked like it was gonna be good, and then it just turned, and it turned for a bad way. So that didn't work. Oh well. Scott Reichel, y'all heard him. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, I feel like my reads on the sides were good. Problem was, I didn't bet the sides, so it wasn't that great of an episode for me. But I thought the Sun would cover, they did. I liked the Dream, they covered. The Fever, I thought would cover. Blindly faded the Sky, that worked out. But yeah, unfortunately, I just picked some props and it didn't work out. So it is what it is. It's fine. We'll move forward. And yeah, not the best episode for me. Happens. We'll move forward.
Yep. Hey, man, that's how it happens sometimes. It gets crazy out here, and the WNBA just goes for a turn. But we got 5 more games here to get it right. So let's go ahead and lock in. But first, Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team previews, and they're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out a 1 word of a 32-word phrase, and you can submit that phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 circa future. $1,000 a circa future. Man, if I had $1,000 circa future, I think I put it on Joe Burrow MVP. I think that's what I put on, Scott. I said like 6-1.
Okay.
$1,000. What's that? 6K? Wait, no, that's more than that, right?
Is Burrow actually 6-1? I thought he'd be higher than that. He's only 6-1?
I think it's 6-1. What's Joe Burrow's MVP price?
I don't know if Circa has a different number, but
yeah, they probably do have a number, but it's going to be like somewhere around it, like, of course. But I mean, we're giving out participation trophies now, and it's his turn for the trophy, so I don't see why they wouldn't give it to him. Josh Allen got his last year.
I was going to say, I think the only reason why, in theory, he wouldn't be in the running would be if the Bengals aren't just any good.
Yep. But I think that the defense was so bad last year. Like, they have to be better. They got to be better.
Terrible last year.
And any 6-1 on FanDuel right now. Yeah. They gave Josh Allen a participation trophy last year. They already told you what the award is now. We're just gonna make sure we give it to all the quarterbacks we like, and Joe Burrow's turn is next. That's what I would use my $1,000 circa future on. You can figure out what you would use it on, and go make sure you listen to all the previews, get the phrase, submit it, and have a chance. And then maybe you could be using your circa future. So make sure you go check out Sports Gambling Podcast. All right, let's see here. 5 games. You see, I knew that already, Scott.
I'm impressed. I thought you were going to ask me.
Thank you. I didn't know if you would catch or not.
Well, I mean, now you're fully focused because, you can put back all the wrestling because all that happened over the weekend.
Oh, dude, and it was a lot. I mean, between wrestling and Big Brother, like, my time is really, really, like, there's not enough time. There's not enough time. But this, wrestling, Big Brother, then sometimes all 3 are on at the same time, and that's the worst part. All right. Dallas Wings on the road, going to play the New York Liberty. Why am I not going to this game? Liberty laying 11. 176.5 is the total. No Naira Sabli, no Brianna Stewart.
They won a game. That counts for something, I guess. They didn't cover, but they won a game. So
Yep. You got Kenny Burke also out. I keep forgetting to mention Kenny Burke out, but that's really a big loss too. Maisha Hines Allen is a game time decision. Diamond Miller will be making her Wings debut today.
did you like that trade for the Wings, by the way? We didn't really talk about that trade at all. The Lynx won by 50 plus points and got better by getting
Mhm.
Carrington. Did you like that move for Dallas?
I liked it. I thought it would added a very good depth piece in Diamond Miller that just, played on one of the best
Mm.
two teams in the league for the past 2 years. So she wasn't able to really break out. But like we've seen Diamond, early Diamond get a lot of run in Minnesota, and she looked decent for a rookie. So I think that, yeah, playing alongside Paige, this is going to be a good little move for them. Gives them another slasher and somebody else that can drive, get to the rim, and be a scorer. Also, add that 3-point edge as well. So I like it. I think it's a cool little move. Uh, Dejanay wasn't, while Dejanay's Dejanay. It wasn't like that was the team. Like I understand why Minnesota was like, "Hey, you just kind of letting her rot over there. Let us get her, and you go get this young great player
Yeah,
that can
team's
play
not any good. You had a veteran player who wasn't really going to help you win
and
enough,
could
I
be a
guess.
core of your team. Like
Yeah,
Diamond can be a
it's fine.
core of that team. So I'm not mad at it for Dallas. I think it was a win-win on both sides. Both sides got what they wanted. So
I think it's fine. Once again, as you mentioned before, I think Dejanay obviously is the best player in that trade. So, like, I understand why Minnesota did it because they're in win now mode. Dallas has no reason to keep Carrington because the team is going to be bad for probably a couple more years. You might as well get younger. I was fine with it.
I love the NFL talk going on in the chat right now. Shout out to the chat. W's in the chat. All right. Well, at the very least, I think the New York Liberty are going to come out here and be able to score. At the very least,
They got embarrassed by this team last time. They were down,
and
what, 30 something points?
they're going to take that seriously. And now they're back at home. We know the Liberty play better at home. You get the Barclays the Barclays crowd around them. They've lost, what is it, 4 or 5 going into this matchup. With one of those being in Connecticut, they had 4 straight road games, playing 2 games in Connecticut, playing in Minnesota, playing in Dallas, and then the game before that was the home loss going to the Sparks. Like I think this is a spot where they just turn up in front of the home crowd. Now, I do have an issue still with the rebounding, but I don't know if Dallas is necessarily in the position to really take advantage of that because I mean they've traded away all the size that they really had. Now they're becoming a smaller, they're slightly getting to a smaller team. I mean, yeah, you got Yeru and Gasolder, but I'm not really scared of them, terrified of them on the boards. So I hate to say it, but I think this is just a Liberty get right spot.
I think it probably is too. I do want to actually give kudos to Sandy, who might be listening to the podcast. She finally stopped using Joannis in the starting lineup. Thank you. I appreciate it. You finally used Miesemann. I thought it looked pretty good in limited action, especially for a first game playing in a while. They finally got a bit bigger in the lineup, which they needed to do. Thank God. And they ended up winning the game. They didn't cover, but still, thought they looked pretty good against the Sun last game. I think I agree with you. I prefer the over in the game. I just don't see much defense being played either way. But the fact is, I feel like the Liberty finally made an adjustment, which I've been waiting for Sandy to make for the last week or two. And they actually have another forward to pair with Jonquel instead of trying to use a super small backcourt. So I like the new starting lineup for now. I think it's good enough to beat the Wings. I'd probably agree with you. I think the crowd, of course, will play a factor. The Liberty have been quite good at home this season. I'll go Liberty with you, but I'll go with the over as well.
To add on to that, Liberty last 5 home games, 4-1 against the spread, uh, 4-1 to their team total over. The Dallas Wings are 4-1 to the opponent's team total over on the road in the last 5 games. The Wings are also 1-4 against the spread on the road the last 5 games, giving up 88 points per game, good for 11th in the WNBA. So, and the heavy pace I want to point out in this last 5, you got 5th in pace for the Wings, 1st in Liberty, So I think that this is going to be a game where Liberty going up and down, up and down, up and down, forcing turnovers, using those turnovers, create havoc, get out in the break, and get some easy buckets and pull away in this game. So I'm going to go with Liberty. I'm going to lay the chalk here. And I say that they'll be able to cover against the Wings and get revenge for that, whatever that was they did in Dallas. So clearly I'm on an over. I like team total over for the Liberty a little bit more, but I'm all over here. I'm not playing under with these two teams. Even Liberty still has been defensive. All right. And if you see from that Connecticut Sun game, they'll definitely let you play around in the end. So I'm very much good on playing any type of form of the over. I lean more to the team total over, but I still like over.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to point out though, even though you mentioned the Liberty have been very good ATS at home recently, they've had some really bad first halves, and they've been able to climb out of it. But it would not shock me if the Wings actually had a good first quarter. Maybe we're even winning the game after a quarter. And then
Mm-hmm.
the Liberty flipped the switch. They've been pretty bad even at home early in games. And then they flipped the switch for the final 25 minutes.
All right. Player props.
Well, if
Well,
you're picking the
Paige
Liberty to go
Beckers.
crazy, who do you like in this game? Because I actually think I like John Quell quite a bit for this game.
Well, my first name is Paige Beckers.
Well, I was saying for the Liberty because we're picking them to probably score 90 plus points.
I know. I was just saying my first
Yeah,
prop for sure is going to
fair.
be Paige Beckers at this point. Like, what's their points prop at now? It they've been hanging her around 17 and a half for so long. I assume she's got to be at 18 and a half now. Let me see where we at. There we go. Yeah, 18 and a half plus 105. Not even. I mean, you're still getting plus money for somebody who's been over 18 and a half points in 6 of her last 10 games. She's been over in 5 of her last 7. And the numbers are when she goes over 21, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23. Like she continues to sky over the prop. And she went and had a good game, 20 points against the Liberty last time out. Paige is so efficient that she doesn't need a bunch of shots to be able to get to this. So when you start peppering with shots, you get more opportunity here. So I like Paige Beckers to still be the sole thing good offensively going with the Dallas Wings right now. That's automatically where I start the card. Now I'm ready to talk about the Liberty.
Yeah, so I agree with you, of course, about Page. I was looking at John Quell points at around 18 and a half. I'm looking at Cloud assists. The assists have not been good the last 2 games, but she's been great historically against
Mm,
the Wings. She has had at least 6 assists in 5 straight against the Wings, and it's at minus 130 on the over, so I don't mind that. Fiuch is down to 8.5 points. She has not exactly been great at hitting it lately, but it is down to 8.5, so that's something to keep in mind. I am kind of interested by Sabrina, 11.5 RA. She's
mm-hmm.
been quite good lately. She has had at least 12 RA in 6 of the last 8 games. She only had 9 against the Wings about a week ago, but the entire Liberty team no-showed almost
But
the
we
entire
could go,
game.
we could go. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
give
sorry.
or take. But the point is, a bit in that last game, nobody showed up, so I'm not going to read too much into it. Sabrina,
Mm-hmm.
though, did a great job rebounding. I think she had 11 rebounds the last game, so she's kind of embraced a much bigger usage recently because she has to try to carry this team, I guess. So I'll go with Sabrina over 11.5 RA. It's minus 104.
All right. You're playing Sabrina Ra. I raise you Jockwell Jones over 16 and a half points. She's been over in 3 of her last 5 against the Wings. And since coming back from injury, Jockwell has been over in 4 of 7. They're going to need her. I mean, that even though she was inefficient, she was really the only thing that was going well for them in that last game offensively. And I think that they're going to need her and Sabrina, both of their input right here at home. You'll be able to see that once the offense starts looking better and flowing a lot easier, it starts opening things up. She starts getting one-on-one matchups with Lee Yuru and Gisolder. Like I think that this is going to be the Jonquel Jones masterclass. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets 20 to this one. So I like Jonquel at 16 and a half at plus money. Yeah, I'll take a stab at that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Before we get to the next game in the slate, gotta talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. Best Ball Mania is happening right now, all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the way to play fantasy football, and you can play your pickup lineups over there in Underdog. We'll drop our pickup lineup at the end of the show, so make sure you stick around for that. And use our promo code NBASGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBASGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the NBA, WNBA, golf, MLB, your NFL, and college football futures as well over there at MyBookie.ag. So go get down, lock in on the Liberty, MyBookie. Easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, and get a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That is mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. Let's see here. Next game up. 8 p.m. So a little bit of a shotgun start to start the day here, Scott. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Mystics laying 8.
Yeah.
It's around 8.5. I've seen some 8.5s out there, some 7.5s out there. It's hopping around basically 8 though. 157.5 is the total in Chicago. Welcome in the Washington Mystics. No Angel Reese in the game. Ariel Atkins is questionable. Think who else was it? Michaela Onyenuede is questionable. I think Haley Van Lith is also questionable.
Well, just for clarification, Atkins has been upgraded to questionable because she hasn't played in basically a month. I'm not saying she's going to play, but the point is she has had an improvement in the injury status.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
keep
is
that
it
in mind.
enough? Is it enough for you?
No, of course not. I mean, once again, the Mystics are a really bad road team. That's why I took the Dream. They had a great first quarter, and they fell apart after that. But it's just a system play for me. I know that it's difficult because Angel, when she's missed games, so has Ariel. So I have not really seen Ariel by herself without Angel in the lineup. But all I know is when one of them have been missing so far this season, they're one of the worst teams of all time. And I said a couple weeks ago, as soon as they were about to miss the first game against the Dream, that I was going to blindly fade them when one of them, if not both of them, were missing in the lineup. They haven't covered a spread since. They've lost 8 in a row. They've lost those 5 games without the 2 of them by an average of 22.6 points per game. I even picked the Mercury with no Satu, and they won by about 16. So, no, I'm still going to pick the Mystics. I know they're a bad road team, but they're 3-0 against this team this season in games that Angel actually played in. They played a week ago, and the Mystics scored 103 points. They won by 17. I do think the Sky are a team that maybe at home can keep a game somewhat competitive. But in reality, if you're getting blown out in every game you've played for the last 2 weeks, they've lost 8 in a row. 7 of those 8 losses were by at least 13 points. They're not even close. I got to go with the Mystics. At least this team's healthy. This team can score. I cannot say the same thing about the Sky. So give me the Mystics minus 8.5.
Last 5 home games, Chicago Sky are scoring 67.6 points per game at home.
It's disgusting.
Oof.
It's bad.
Oof. Yeah. Really rough stuff. And I mean, they're going to run into a beast in the Washington Mystics that have been allowing teams to score on the road, but I mean, Chicago's in that. I played some form of the Sky's team total under in the first half already. I do think the Sky are going to struggle to score in here. I took the first half because the Mystics are a much better first half team than they are a full game team, and I could see them kind of letting that the end of the game, some extra points go here or there, and I'm annoyed. So I can't get behind this Sky team though. I can't. Even though the Mystics aren't, they're not good enough to get my money in this one. The Mystics are. I still can't. I still got to respect the 1-4 ATS on the road this season, but I understand the blind fade of the Sky, who have just been completely horrible. Uh,
I mean, I told people as soon as they were going to miss some games, I'm going to blindly fade them, and as soon as they cover a spread, I'm going to stop fading them. I'm still waiting. I'm like a month in. I'm still waiting on the Sky to cover a spread for once. So all I know is if I needed any reassurance for the system play, it was the Valkyries' fourth quarter against the Sky when they
mhm.
somehow covered that game, despite having just a pretty ugly offensive showing for the entire game. And they found a way to backdoor it. So once again, I've made so much money fading the Sky for the last month. I can sacrifice losing once because I'm already 5-0, 6-0 fading this team. So I'll just roll it over one more time.
All right. I feel like I like under because I think the Mystics are just going to be inefficient.
Yeah, that's fine.
The offense hasn't looked good, and I'm just banking. I'm just banking on the Sky not doing anything offensively, honestly, for the most
Mm.
part. But I could understand this game playing out different ways. Maybe this is I could see this being a cover by this guy. I'm not gonna lie. I could see this being by a cover, and then they still don't look good, but it's because neither one of the two teams look good. Uh, Best part that I believe in though is that the Mystics are gonna hold them from scoring. That I feel pretty decent about. All right, not the best game in that one for me, honestly. Player props. What do we got here?
Well,
I
I am
heard
going to ask, though.
somebody said Shakira Austin rebounds in the chat. Oh, Hunter.
I know that she was in foul trouble early last game, despite them scoring 103 points. So maybe she'll be motivated to put together a solid showing. I know Kiki had a great game last time out against Atlanta.
Didn't
Not
get the
rebounding
rebounds
wise,
though.
but
Yeah,
just points.
yeah.
Yeah, she had 20 something points in that game. But I do want to ask you, since Reese is still out, are we just taking Cardoso double double?
mm, yeah. We'll see why not.
It's a decent price. It's minus 105.
And she got it against the Mercury, didn't she?
She's had a double double in 5 straight.
Yeah. It's
So
still
I'm
minus one
I'm
hundred
fine with
five.
that. Yeah,
Oh wow, really?
DraftKings is minus 105.
Yeah, I see it right here. I'm looking at it right here. Yeah, minus 105. Yeah, might as well. Why not?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
It's
So
way better than 9.5 at minus 145.
yeah,
Like she's good for the 10 points, and they need her. I mean, they don't got anybody else who can score, so
yep,
they
that
need
is
her.
true.
I will go ahead and throw Brittany Sykes back onto the card. I understand that it's been a long, weird road with Sykes. However, this is a matchup that she takes advantage of. Last couple of times this season, she's played the matchup 3 times, 32, 11, 18. Even the 11 was poor shooting percentage, and she still muscled her way to 11 points. At this point, her points prop is at 13.5. So let's go ahead and add that buy low, sell high spot here. And a nice buy low spot on Brittany Sykes in a matchup that they just don't have anybody to guard out on the perimeter.
Okay,
That's
I can get
ultimately their
behind that.
issue. Guard play, guard play, guard play. I would play Sonia Citron threes, 1.5, maybe, or maybe just the points. But I would play some form of Citron and Sykes in this game. I like the backcourt for the Mystics today.
Anything else you're interested in?
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
All right, we'll see. What's next? And now we get to the messiness of 3 games going on in the 10 p.m. window. Let's start with Connecticut on the road. Going to play the Phoenix Mercury. Mercury laying 15, 168.5 is total. Satu's back. I thought you would be interested to hear that, Scott.
I made a tweet about it. I don't know if you read my tweet.
No, I did it. What did your tweet say? Now I'm going to go look.
I made a tweet about the update that she's off the injury report yesterday. My tweet was Satu parentheses watch the Mercury win without her. Close parentheses is off the injury report.
Oh my God, they played.
So
Who did they play? They played the Sky.
yeah, they played a fake team. But the point is, she had a temper tantrum, didn't play. They won without her, and she's like, "Well, I guess I have no leverage, so I'm coming back."
Well, what I will say is this: is that because the expert reporter that I am, was on Instagram because I follow Satu Sabli. Don't ask. And I saw her on a plane, and also I saw her give a friend tickets to that game to see them play the Sky. Now,
That's a power move. You're going to give a friend tickets to a game you're not playing in. That is a power
now,
move.
get let's go with this. When you give friends tickets to games and stuff like that, it's normally planned in advance. And so I think that the plan might have been, hey, come watch me play in the game in Chicago. I'll give you tickets, all that. Oh, wait, I'm actually not playing, but still, here's the tickets. Go see my team play, support my team. So, I don't think I think that the relationship between her and Phoenix is just fine. I think that everybody's frustrated of the scoring slump that she's going in right now, and they're going to work through it. And the question is, are the Sun able to go and have some success? One, not at home. And two, against what I still feel is a competent team, even though they can't stop a nosebleed.
I'd say my counterpoint is: do you trust the Mercury to stop anybody right now? To stop the Sky, who can't score, but they got killed by the Dream. They were in really bad form. I guess what I'm asking is, I feel like this line, which is going to segue into what I like for the game. I like the Sun plus the points. I think 14.5 is insane. Phoenix was a team that was basically in free fall.
Mm-hmm.
Satu, for whatever reason, didn't play last game. They
Mm-hmm.
beat the worst team in the league, which we can agree on, with no Reese and no Atkins.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're laying 14.5. The Sun covered 2 games in a row against the Liberty. Why would I want to lay 14.5 with the Mercury in this game? I understand that they're in Phoenix and they have a pretty good home court, but 14.5 is crazy. The Sun have actually looked like a competent team. They're not good, but at least they've been hanging in there lately. That's good enough for me. I'll take the Sun. Why are the Mercury laying 14.5 in this game?
Well, I understand it. I do. And I think to add on to all of that, you also somehow the Mercury have played in first of all, somehow the Mercury have played in 4 unders in their last 5. That's interesting. But to go back to what I was saying, I will add on to all of that this is the first home game in a while. They're coming off of a long road trip. Slight fatigue spot in that spot, even though you're at home. The defensive numbers at home have still been 89.7 points per game for the Mercury at home in their last 5 games. Or I'm sorry, in their last 5 games total. At home in the last 5 games, it is, hold up. Let me pull that up. 81, 82, really.
Okay.
So, one, give me over. I will take over 168.5. That is probably the best play in this game. Now, do the Phoenix Mercury let a backdoor cover happen? Potentially. I can see that. And with that, I'll roll with you on the Connecticut Sun. But I will point out, in the last 5 games for the Connecticut Sun on the road, they are giving up 91 points per game. 91. They're only scoring 70. So they're going to have to put forth a better effort and keep up here. But the Mercury's defense has been so piss poor that they might very well be able to do that. So at the
Once
very
again,
least,
I'm aware the Sun aren't good. I just think 14.5 for a team that was in free fall. I'm not going to overreact to one game against the Sky.
and so if you would like to play Phoenix team total over instead, I think that is a good play.
Okay.
I like the over for the game. but it is the level of the amount of points that they have that I just feel like a backdoor cover is way too easy in this game. You could easily win this game by 12, 13 and feel like you did something.
Mm,
And so with
that's
that,
fair.
I'm very good on the spread. But I'm with you. I'll go Sun and we'll take the points here.
All right.
Player props. Let's see here. Let's pull up. All right. Well, let's start things off with AT. I think this is the. I think you just load up on AT here. One, there's blood in the water for AT right now. Fees out 2 weeks. We can make a push.
You're
Have
against your
some
former
good
team.
games. All of that blood in the water. So everything starts with AT.
Triple double last game, which I called on the show. I hated the price of 360, but you did get there.
Very, very good. It was a horrible price.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was like 360. I needed at least like 7 or 8 to 1 on somebody to get a triple double down, but whatever. It's fine.
So over the assists, over just PRA. What's the whole PRA encompassing? 34.5. Man, I remember when that was 29.5.
Back in the day.
Good times. Good times. What are rebounds at?
8.5 still.
Yeah.
I'll take the over again.
I like RA. 17.5 RA. That's a good number. Been over in 6 of her last 10. 4 of the last 5. Was over in that first meeting against Connecticut. Yeah. And it's no emotions because you don't got a video tribute this time. You're at home. Yep. Let's go AT. Over 17.5 RA. It's probably not going to get better for me in props than that. But let's see. What else is here? Oh, you know who's been cooking?
Who?
Kalia Copper.
Ah.
Kalia Copper. She's been really, really good recently. Feels like she's gotten back into that mode. Been over 17.5 in her last 3. Had 25 in that game against Chicago. Talked about. I took her last time. Let me do it again. Oh, we need some more props now, huh?
Well, we probably should at this point, to be fair.
Yeah, but now the size and the rebounding is so much at this point that I don't even know if I'm interested in taking it against the Mercury here.
So you're passing on Morrow?
I don't know. 8 sounds like a baseline though. I feel like she's going to be solid for 8, but at minus 130, it's not as appeasing as when they were going up against the Liberty. The Liberty, I just knew I felt like she could have had 10 both games, and she definitely could have. She ended up finishing with 9, but it's not as appeasing as it was against the Liberty.
I don't think I have anything really to add. I know that Satu could be an interesting conversation because you can argue that maybe she'll actually play well against the bad defense after missing last game. If I was going to take anything, it'd maybe be her threes at 1.5 plus money, but there's really not much I can fully trust Satu with at this point in time. So maybe Satu threes, but I don't really feel great about putting money on her right now.
All right. And then Tina Charles. Just last quick dart throw out there. Okay. We got 2 more games to talk about. But first, Circa Million, Circa Survivor. They are the largest, biggest pro football contest in the world, hosted by the world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, where you can win over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. So go hang out with the SGPN crew at Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st through 23rd, and have an amazing weekend of live shows and open bars. Plus, you can get 15% off your stay at Circa with promo code SGP15. Plus, contest is open to everybody. Sign up in Nevada, then you can play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, promo code SGP for $50 off your proxy fees. And I'm firing up the Rhythm Lab, Scott. Hopping in the lab to see what Rhythm's cooking up with their data back plays, where they have their power trends, AI detected patterns, where Rhythm consistently wins and tries to give you the best winning percentage, way above 60% here for the power trends. I like just going in here, looking through, seeing what to play. We were talking about Satu. There is a Satu prop up here. Let's see. Is that the one where, yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about Satu. Satu over 1.5 3-pointers. Rhythm has her projected for 4 here. They're saying she's getting out the shooting slump. It's going to be a lot of Satu from 3 here today. Over 1.5 3-pointers made, plus 116 over there. That is a power trend by Rhythm, hitting 66% of the time this season. So make sure you lock in on Satu over 1.5 threes here. Over there at Rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. That's RITHMM for a 7-day free trial. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. Seattle Storm or the Showers, wherever they are.
Showers. 100% Showers.
At home, welcoming the Minnesota Lynx. Lynx are catching to 156.5 is the total. No Nafisa Collier in the game. That's why the Seattle Storm are favored. I will just go ahead and tell you off the rip that I mentioned it last game, and that's why I couldn't back the Storm, and I had the slight feeling of the fever. Seattle's clearly a 500 basketball team. So now they have to get back closer to 500, and they're a couple of games above. And I swear everybody feels, no Nafisa Collier, it's going to be Storm. I'm really good on that. I'm really good on that mindset. The Lynx are 2-1 this season without Fee. I could see the Storm thinking, oh, no Nafisa, okay, this might be a little easy, and we may be able to get this done. And it doesn't play out like that. You got Dejanay joining the team. She's going to help out defensively and not allow those laps that they have to happen. And also, Dejanay has played with multiple members of this team before, so I don't think it'll be as big as an adjustment as people would like to say. And while the Seattle Storm have NECA, and NECA has been good, it has been questionable everywhere else, and they can't get stops at all. And I just don't know how I can back you right now, and you just can't get stops. So, especially with this short of a number. So I think this is the Fee went down last game. We have the get up game without Fee. And then we can talk about maybe there's some regression in the Minnesota Lynx. Because of course there's going to be regression. Fee's not here anymore. But it's not going to happen against Seattle here. I'm good. I think wrong team's favoring. Give me the Minnesota Lynx as a dog here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you. I know we've been a lot lower on the Storm than most people for the last week or two. We've been proven right every step of the way. I like the Fever last game. They won. They were up handily, too. They gave up that massive run at the end of regulation to make the game very close. But the Fever kind of dominated the entire game. And I'm watching the Storm, whether they're at home or on the road. Defensively, they're just not very good. Offensively, they're pretty inconsistent. They're not showcasing the characteristics of, I'd say, an above-average basketball team, which is why you call them a 500 team, basically. Even without Nafisa, this team is still very deep. This team is still very coached. Still very well coached, I mean. I just think that there's just still a coaching differential here, and it feels like even though the Storm might be more talented on paper with Nafisa not being here, I still really like this Lynx team.
Yep.
They just have a bunch of players who play basketball at a high level.
Yep.
Whether that involves IQ, whether that involves just basic decision making. They seem to always make the smartest play possible, or at least they seem to always make the most of every possession. The Storm don't do that. The Storm have a bunch of possessions where they kind of just run around and hope something works out at the last minute. There's a sense of disorganization with how this team runs their offense and defense right now. I'm just not interested. I think that if you're picking the Lynx, you're picking either Courtney to step up, maybe Shepard, even McBride, who didn't miss a shot the entire first half against the Aces. They have a bunch of other options of veteran players who can step up, and you can't leave anybody open. Even Heidemann off the bench can have a monster game. I'll go with the Lynx here. They're just a better coach team, and they're playing really good ball. It's good enough for me. I'll go Minnesota.
Very annoying about the fact that the books are now catching up to these stats and these players, and it's really annoying. Uh, sorry, I'm jumping over into player props because Jessica Shepard, there's never been an opportunity to bet Jessica Shepard, and if anybody else to tell you, they're lying. They never drop props on Jessica Shepard because like she averages 7 rebounds off the bench. 2 games without fee this season. She's had 10 and 15 rebounds. Rebound prop is at 9.5. It's literally like it's right there where it's supposed to be at, and that's probably the most annoying part about it is because I would have loved to see a Shepherd 8.5. If they had did 7.5, I would have been up here screaming through the rooftop. We need to be betting this, and they're slow. So they move the line exactly where it probably needs to be at. You probably need to bank on about 10 rebounds for Shepherd. And I think that it'll be a lot easier. So maybe if you're one of those people that like first half plays, maybe a first half rebound play would actually be very interesting. Because once they get Dominique Malonga in the game, they're going to do everything to make sure that Jessica Shepard can't rebound the basketball at that point. But I still like it. Give me Jessica Shepard over 9.5 rebounds. I just had to throw that out there. Somebody was talking about Shep, and I've been waiting to bet her. And of course, you can only bet her when she's in the starting lineup. It's great.
See a
But
question, by the way,
yeah,
unrelated, about the leading scorer in the league, because Joe has Collier to lead the league in points, and he's wondering how Collier being out's going to really impact her. I don't think it should, because it goes by average, so you still need
yeah.
somebody to actually catch up to her.
I mean, there's only one person that could possibly catch up to her. I mean,
But
yeah, no, it's only one person that could possibly catch up to her.
there's one person right now, because there's still no timetable on Clark. Clark was having a somewhat down year for her standards, at least, but she's going to be out longer than Collier, probably.
Even so, she wouldn't catch her.
Correct. Once again,
She'd have to literally have like 30-point games every game.
correct. I'm just throwing out names. I'm saying that anybody that was a preseason favorite to lead that market has kind of really not panned out, and Collier is still leading. So I'll ask
Yeah,
you. I'm assuming you're fine, Joe. If I had to just say where she's at, I don't know how far ahead she is. It's either her or Asia.
she's at 23.5 points per game. Asia's at 21.3.
That's still a pretty good cushion.
Yeah, like I think she's fine.
It goes by
That's
average though,
the
so
only
you're
person
fine.
you're just hoping that Asia just doesn't go on a scoring tear. Like that's really it. But even though like it's not like she's out for the season. She's out for 2 weeks. She's gonna miss about maybe 8 games when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Joe, I do want to point out, though, you should actually check the bet that you actually placed. Make sure it's points per game and not total points. Just keep that in mind.
All right. Under, by the way, if anybody was wondering. Even though Seattle can't get stops, I think that this is going to be Minnesota's defensive prowess here.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if this was the random, oh, we've been playing horrible defense, so let's focus on defense for a game. Oh my God, we focused on defense in the game and we can't score now. And so I could see this being that for Seattle. Give me under 156.5. I've been pretty locked in on that. All right. Gabby is still at 21.5, man. It's ridiculous.
She went over last game.
Yeah.
What a weird game. That Fever game on Sunday.
Yeah, it was. The lack of scoring was annoying.
If only Gabby made that 3-pointer at the end.
Courtney Williams. Oh, no, that's not Courtney Williams. My bad. That's Gabby Williams. I was about to say. I thought that they were. I was like, what? Why is Courtney's prop that low? But that's Gabby. Okay. What else here? Anything else interesting? I just be going back to NECA, man. Like once I realized, like, why was I not playing NECA? I just haven't stopped. It bit me last time out though when she finished with 16. Her prop was at 16.5.
Mm-hmm. She also missed a 3-pointer at the end.
No, but it's cool. She's still been over in 5 of her last 7. I'm going NECA again, 16.5.
I was looking at McBride threes. It's at 2.5. It's at minus 118. She had 8 last game. Not saying that's going to happen again, but watching Sophie Cunningham just get wide open constantly against this defense makes me think the Storm's 3-point defense might have some problems right now. I think McBride's usage will go up. I think she'll play well. But watching Cunningham just turn into a flamethrower against this team tells me that this prop feels pretty cheap. I'll go McBride over 2.5 threes at minus 118.
My friend just put a tweet into the group chat, and it's talking about the NBA officially removing the dunk contest from All-Star Weekend starting in 2026. League sources tell ESPN it will be replaced by a one-on-one King of the Court tournament featuring star player matchups. Scott,
Is
I
that
would
real or is that a fake Twitter?
I would like to read you the bio of said account that he is wasting my time with. The bio
Scams.
says,
What is that? Scams,
"Yep,
whatever? Yeah.
yep," and it says sources say I'm a scammer. Like, why would you waste my? Why do you not click? Yo, like, what's up with you, yo? What's up with you? Go check the bio, man. Like, that's the first thing you should be doing. This is how misinformation gets around, and I'm glad that I actually have a background in deciphering misinformation because this is ridiculous. I immediately looked at this and said this was fake, and I'm on a show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just do y'all friends get y'all with that too? Like, do y'all friends be sending y'all fake tweets too? And you're like, dude, do you not notice this is fake? This is the second time they did this in 2 days. Second time.
I
Oh
remember I
my.
saw that on Twitter yesterday and I just immediately knew it was fake and I just moved on.
What? Like, it's not fake.
It's just not even close.
And I'm like, yo, his bio says I'm a scammer. Like, what are we doing here, man? Come on, come on. You got me you distracted me from my show because I had to respond to this, and I just accidentally did on air. All right. Is that enough in Seattle and Minnesota?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, let's close things out. Indiana Fever on the road, going to play the Los Angeles Sparks. And this very well, I forgot to look this up to officially know, but I think this is officially a matchup between the two hottest teams in the WNBA right now. Let me double check.
The Fever are. I'm not sure if the Sparks would count, but the Sparks have been playing better lately.
So the Sparks, the Fever won 5 straight. The Sparks won because it's relative. The Sparks have won, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their last 7. They had the game against the Aces that they just lost, but then they come back and get the win against what is it? Seattle in double overtime. But 6 of the last 7 for the Sparks, 5 straight for the Indiana Fever here. Fever laying 2.5, 178. Wow, they gotten up to 178 now. Jesus Christ. I got it 1 for 74.5, Scott. Let's see. What's the Caitlin's not playing. She's starting light exercises. Some running, some jogging. Taking their
By the way,
time.
timeout. I'm not hating on the Sparks. He said they've won 8 of 11. I recognize how good they've been. I placed a bet on them to make the playoffs. I'm not hating on the Sparks. He just said the 2 hottest teams in the league. I'm just not sure if the Sparks are the second hottest team in the league. They've been really good.
Who's been playing better? I don't know who's been playing better basketball than the Sparks right now. In just terms of constantly getting wins. Constantly getting wins. Like, you have Atlanta that's on a 3-game win streak. And I mean, of course,
it would be the Lynx, but like that's cheating because they're a great team, but they've won 6 of 7. Like technically, the Lynx have been a hotter team,
good. But
they're really good. Yeah, so I'm saying.
I just told you the Sparks won 6 of 7. So what do you mean?
Well, timeout's mentioning 8 of 11. I'm saying.
Yeah, but I told you 6 of 7.
Okay,
so like you're 6 of 7, my 6 and 7. Like, don't focus on timeout. Timeout, and I get it. Even though timeout's on my side, don't focus. We're here, 6 of 7, 6 of 7. Like,
once again, I placed a bet on the Sparks to make the playoffs. I'm not hating on the Sparks.
Very much. Sparks figuring it out. Cam Brink is back.
Yeah,
she's looked fine. Going up against the Fever here, where the Sparks have their number. 2 wins this season, both as a dog, both in Indiana, I believe. Let me double check that. Make sure one wasn't in LA. Yes, both in Indiana, 85-75. And I think that was the one of those games had Caitlin Clark, and one of these games didn't. Or maybe both of them were missing her. and 89-87 they got the win. So Sparks 2-0 up on Indiana. What are you doing?
So I do think that even though last game went under for the Fever, I still like the over in this game, just based on pace alone. I really like how the Fever have played. The Sparks have been winning games too. Defensively, they're still extremely problematic. The Fever haven't exactly been great defensively either, but you know what? They figured it out for a game against the Storm. They've actually given up less than 79 points in, I believe, 4 of the last 5. So they've actually been pretty good defensively, at least for their usual standards. The Sparks are at home. They've been a terrible home team. They're 3-9 at home. The Fever are 8-6 on the road. The first 2 games were close. Sparks did win each of the first 2 games, faced off about a month ago, and the Sparks won on the road by 2. I think I am going to go Fever. I think that it makes sense they're favored. I don't really understand how the Sparks are this bad at home. You figure you'd accidentally win a couple of home games, but you're just 3-9. So the recent stretch has been basically entirely on the road. But I like what White's done with this team. And even though we've been critical of her because the team was underachieving with Caitlin, without her, they've been piecing some stuff together. Good for the Fever. Aries worked out with this team. We still can't believe that she jumped around to this many teams. And now she has her revenge game, which she might have against half the league at this point, but especially against the Sparks. Even Kelsey Mitchell was horrible on Sunday, and they won anyway, which is very impressive. She was really bad in that game, and they found a way to win. Sophie was good. Boston's been good. I do want to give a shout out to Plum. The assists have been very good for Plum lately, and Rakia's been good. But I think I'll go Fever in this game. Maybe it's because the Sparks are this bad at home, but I'm just not interested. I'll take the Fever minus 2.5.
Any concern that this is not a true home game for the Sparks, as they are playing the Indiana Fever, and the Fever faithful are going to be in the building?
I'm going to ask you, though, because I know normally home court advantage is something you kind of look for teams. Is there a home court disadvantage for some reason? Because the Sparks just can't win on their home floor. They're 3
No,
and 9.
no, but I think that's a lot in part because the Sparks really just weren't a good team,
Okay.
and
So
now
you
they're
think, in other words, they figured it out?
they're playing a lot better, a lot freer. They're moving the basketball, and they just accepted the fact that they're not a good defense, and they're just going to continue to outscore you. And so, for me, I can't ignore the 2 head-to-head wins on the road. I think that this Sparks team just has Indiana's number. Indiana wants to play fast. They literally want to play the exact same way that the Sparks want to play. And the Sparks were better at it when they weren't the best team. And now they're playing as hot as they are. And they've had the rest since the double overtime game as well. Like, that double overtime game was on, what was it? Was that Friday? Yeah, that was on Friday. So here we are on Tuesday. They played double overtime on Friday. They got Saturday, Sunday, Monday off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be charged up, ready to go. The offense is going to be clicking. They're going to go up and down the court, up and down the court, up and down the court. And it's going to be the last possession wins. So with that, just give me the points. Plus 2.5 with the Sparks.
I think I prefer props in this game, personally. Do you like
Yeah,
the over or the under in this game?
because it's what? Over.
Yeah,
Well,
so I
I mean,
figured.
it's super high, but over. I think this could be one of those situations where we play the both teams to score again, Scott.
Mhm.
This feels like one of those games where we dip back into that market. Honestly, Scott, I think that we've been a little lackluster in playing that market because it's been good to us in the past, and we've gotten some very nice cashes off of it. And I feel like we haven't been focusing in on it as much as we could have in the past. But I mean, playing it against the Indiana Fever was something we like to do. And guess what? The Fever defensively still up and down, up and down. They have their moments, they do. But I just don't think it's going to work in this game where both teams are trying to play fast. Both teams want to run the tempo and get up and down the court. So if you tell me both teams to score over 89.5 is plus 205, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I think I can get behind that. Realistically, I know it's possible for one of these teams to win in a blowout and the game goes over anyway, but you're probably getting each team having a very solid offensive effort.
And with how competitive things are right now, the playoff race, all of that, like, if we start to see more overtime games, we almost got 2 back-to-back for the Storm. I would be. I'm just saying overtime at 15-1 with the
That is pretty
Sparks.
fun.
I think we're gonna start getting, because look at again the log jam. I don't think we talked about it this episode, but the log jam that's going on in the standings. You have the Liberty at 18-10 in second place. The Minnesota Lynx way ahead in first place at
Mhm.
24-5. And then you go from 18-10 and you have them fighting all the way down to 12-15. 18-10, 18-11, 17-11, 17-12, 16-13, 15-14, 14-14. Shout out to my Valkyries. 13-15, 12-15. Like they're all right there. And a couple of those teams are getting left out. So I 100% think that, a little overtime sprinkle is pretty good, especially this game, short number. They're expecting this to be a competitive game. I think it'll be a competitive game, and I wouldn't be surprised if you got a little bit of overtime out of that. All right, let's get into player props.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go ahead. What you like?
I like Azure in this game at
I
12 and
played
a
her
half.
last game, and it hit.
She's been really, really good. She's had at least 15 points in 6 of the last 7 games. She's at 12 and a half here. She has played the Fever twice this season. She had at least 21 points in both games. 12 and a half feels too low. She's owned this team this season. She's been great recently, and the totals, once again, near 180. So give me Azure over 12 and a half points at minus 115.
All right, Scott. Let's see here. You got Azure. I will dip into the Fever side of ball. Let's see here. We
Revenge game?
can
Airy?
um yeah, area revenge game is actually very interesting, but I'm gonna focus in on the bigs here because the Los Angeles Sparks have an inability to guard the rim, a complete inability to guard anything going at the rim. Tasha Howard, I believe, had a really big game her last time out. Still very, very good with Caitlin Clark not in the lineup. They specifically have a role for her, and where they call on her to help aid and alleviate the scoring and find her own shot. And Aaliyah Boston. I mean, Aaliyah Boston has been very, very solid. There was a point in time where I didn't think that they would ever find ways to get her the basketball without Clark, but they made that adjustment. They found ways to continue to get her the basketball, and she's been okay. Maybe not as good as we want her to be, but she's been very solid. So I think this is a really good time to get Aaliyah Boston, who is ninth in the WNBA over the last 5 games in points to the paint scoring. And then you have Natasha Howard, who is 13th in that same metric in points to the paint scoring. I think that's where they're going to be able to dominate as the bigs going up and facing up against Hamby and Z here. So I like Boston and Howard both to go over their props. Howard is at 11.5. And so I like that metric. She had 21 in the last game.
I see Boston's at 15 and a half, by the way, on minus 106. She has had at least 17 and 4 the last 5 against the Sparks. Had 23 last game.
All right.
So
So those are two. Yeah, let's throw Ari in there. Cool with that. Let's see. It's just a whole bunch of love. Like I think you can get a bunch of love all the way around. I mean, I find it hard not to play Rakia at this point.
yeah, she's been
Even
great.
when she has the single digit scoring games, she then turns around and is like, "All right, I'm gonna give you another bucket, give you another bucket, couple of single digit scoring games, and then here she goes and she just completely lights the world on fire." So, uh, last 10 games, she's been over 13.5 points in 7 of the last 10. She had 27 in the last game against the Seattle Storm. Just continue to back Rakia props.
Okay.
You should ladder
Which
that.
I have
You
no
should ladder
issues
that
with.
to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should ladder that to 20. All right. Anything else here, Scott?
Not really. Once again, we're picking a high scoring game. So this might be a very good same game parlay opportunity.
Yep. All right. Lock, dog, underdog, lock. Where do I want to go with the lock? Minnesota's. are you going to piss me off? You know what? Give me Storm team total under 79.5. They don't get to 80. Higher defensive effort here on the road. It is the get up game. No, I changed my mind. Just give me Minnesota. Plus 2.5. Just give me Minnesota. It's the I would play the under on it, but just give me Minnesota. Minnesota gets. I think they get the win. At the very least, it's a super competitive game that Seattle may find a way how to not cover 2 as well. But I like Minnesota here. I think that they clearly are the better team. This is a nice get up spot for them. I think that the Seattle Storm just are not playing to a level where they can get enough stops. Where I think that they're going to be able to stop anything Minnesota and Cheryl Reeve has going on. I think Reeve's going to come up with some great offensive sets. Yes, Fee does bail them out offensively a ton, but I think that it's going to be way easier for everybody else here. We have Kayla McBride coming off of a huge game where she's breaking records. So, yeah, let's go with Minnesota plus 2.5. And for my dog, well, Rakia is fresh on the mind. Let me see. Anything else that I might want to play? Yeah, no, let's just go back to Rakia. Fine with that. Super high scoring game. So I can get Rakia points at. Whoa. Go back. There we go. Alt line, I can get her points at 17.5 plus 245. What? Yes, thank you.
She said that was 245?
Yep, 245.
All right. So for my lock, I think I know what I want to do with my dog. Question is what I want to do with this. I'm not going to blindly fade the sky. Atkins went through shoot around. We'll go from there. I still think the Mystics end up winning and covering, but I don't think it's worth it. I kind of want to see how they look with Atkins and not with Angel, so I'll see how that goes, but I'll stay away from them. A part of me really wants to go with the Sun. I just think 15 is just such a massive spread for this Mercury team. I get that they're very good at home, though. But the question is, do I want to pull the trigger on a bad team? You know what? I'm not going to. Give me Cardoso. I'll take the double-double at minus 105. So I'll go with that angle instead. Even with Atkins being back, they have an actual guard now, potentially. Thank God. They still can't rebound besides one player. Good enough for me. Give me Cardoso to go for a double-double in this game at minus 105 as my lock. For my dog, I will go with Azure. Give me Azure over 14.5 points at plus 145. She's been great recently. She's had at least 15 points in 6 of the last 7. She has had at least 21 points in each of the first 2 games against the Fever this season. The Fever's paint defense, not exactly great, and Azure's been in good form. She's been flying under the radar recently. Good enough for me. Give me Azure over 14.5 points at plus 145.
All right. Underdog. Okay, Scott. Underdog has a WNBA deal reveal right now. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So I get to flip a card to reveal a discount. Now, I'm going to tell you my options. Bear with me, it's 9 cards. So I'm going to tell you my options of the cards. Chat, if you want to throw in a suggestion, you need to go ahead and get ready to throw it out there because we're about to do this. All right, here are the cards that I can pick from. Paige Beckers, 27.5 PRA. Sabrina Ionescu, 28.5 points and rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 28.5 points and rebounds. Jacquel Jones, 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Alyssa Thomas, 25.5 points and assists. Wow, that's an early leader. Kelsey Plum, 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's an early last place. Courtney Williams, 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Dearica Hamby, 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Nneka Ogwumike, 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And I would like to go ahead and add that it's like you know how they have like the Brady Bunch squares? It looks like that, and AT is definitely in the middle as well. So I feel like they're trying to draw my attention to AT.
The AT one kind of bothers me because I want the rebounds in there, and they're not because she's been great at rebounding recently. So I'm a little bit more lukewarm on the AT one.
All right. So what are we picking here? And granted, we're not having to bet this, but it's gonna be a discount on the other side of the card, so we have to pick right because I want the biggest discount possible.
Yeah. So I mean, we liked Aaliyah. We did mention Aaliyah for her points.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go back to her
But
for
I
this,
also said, I think it's a Jockwell Jones game too. So like, I mean,
um,
Plum is the only one I'm definitely not clicking.
not interested in all that for Plum. She has been better lately. I'll give her props because, as it's been mentioned many times on the show, I'm lower on Plum than I'd say other people are, but she has been very good lately. So I'll give her props. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you because I feel like we're kind of stuck between Jonquel and maybe Aaliyah, but I know because that total's so high in that Fever game.
Yeah.
I think I'm going with Aaliyah, but I'll let you pick.
I feel like Aaliyah. Okay, so to go contrarian, I feel like a lot of people would pick Aaliyah because she's the only Fever on the list.
Okay, fair point.
So we're gonna pivot and we're gonna go Finals MVP and go Jocko Jones.
Mm, that's fine. You want to do it?
All right, there we go. Oh, okay. So I didn't think I realized what was happening. Oh. Oh, well, okay, I'm fine with that. Okay. I didn't realize what was going on, but now I do. So the discount wasn't for a profit boost, it was for them to be able to lower the number.
Oh,
So now Jocko Jones points, rebounds, and assists is at 20.
sure. That's fine. All right.
Hey, a win's a win. A
Yeah,
win's a
that's
win.
fine.
Let's
Take it.
go ahead and add that. Let's add that into the underdog lineup.
I'm assuming your max bet for that is like $25, probably. Usually, if they give you a discount like that, they'll limit your
Oh
max
wow.
bet.
Wow, good. Great call, Scott. Exactly $25.
That's usually what it is.
No, because I was sitting there, I was like, dang, Scott, $25. Like, I'm good. I'm good for 30. Because I be getting 30, 50. Like, I'm like, I'm good for 30, thinking like
No, it was like the
oh,
other
good
daily
call.
fantasy thing that had the taco promos. It was always like
Yeah,
$25. It's the
good
same
call.
thing.
Good call on the 25 on the dot, Scott. Wow. All right. So, well, you go to Underdog, you can get a discount too. I use mine on Jocko Jones. I got 20.5 PRA. I feel good about that. We need some other plays here.
I'll go Rakia in there,
All right.
who's been a monster lately.
I still want AT. So I say we go get the ATRA.
That's fine. I'm fine with AT. I just didn't want PA because the rebounds have been so good lately.
Yeah. All right. All right. So RA there. Cool. Kind of want to add one more.
Trying to think of what else we'd want to add.
What's something that we just well, Camilla's at 10.5 here. Oh wait, no, they got double for Camilla though.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's just throw that in there.
Cool.
I feel like that's a free square.
Mm.
All right. Well, I have Jonquil Jones, 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists with the discount. You may have it too. Get over there and check. Camilla Cardosa, higher, half a double. Alyssa Thomas, higher, 17.5 RA. And Rakia Jackson, higher, 13.5 points. Add all that together, and for me, it's 9x. $25 gets me $225 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. And with that, Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No, looking forward to the games. Should be fun.
All right. And with that, he's at Red Show Radio. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow on X. 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Like, I know you're listening on YouTube. Just head over to your phone. You're right there. Get to your podcast app. Drop a quick 5-star rating and review. Really, really helps us out. Like, don't. Shout out to the person that said take Plum because I don't like it. It's a good point. With that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast. Just going to like this. We are out of here.